Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am doing a Christmas look with a red wing liner and green on the bottom of my eyes. And to tie in the Christmas colors, I did match my liner with my lipstick. This look came out really nice. I just wanted something kind of just fun, nothing too crazy for in case if you're in a rush. So this did not really take me that long to do. I had to pause to do some things and let the liner dry, so I just wanted to make sure that it did not transfer because I do have kind of like a hood lid, so I just wanted to make sure that it didn't dry and then just touch the lid itself. So I only did just very minimal on the eyes, just a few shades. I used my Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palette and then a couple of my Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes just to do the eyes. And then I used my Kat Von D Santa Sangra and my Dazzle Everlasting lip veil for the liner and the lips, and I think it turns out really nice. It is really pretty and just nothing too over the top. It's really just enjoyable and just fun to look at, and I'm just sitting here in the viewfinder just kind of looking at it. I did use from the Subculture palette the cube in my inner here, but then also I used Thunderstruck from Kat Von D as well for a shadow, just to give it an extra pop. I did use a couple highlighters as well, nothing, I just didn't want to draw the attention away from the look itself, so I just wanted to do something fun. I used some lashes today, and I did a wing. I mean, it's something I don't usually do. I've always been afraid to do wings, doing lashes, and today it actually turned out really nice. So if you guys want to see how I did this look, keep on watching. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe. Share the video because I'd love for people to see this video that usually don't see my videos, to give me any comments below of anything else you want to see. And just let me know how you guys like this. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I will see you in the next one. Hopefully I'll get another holiday one up before Christmas. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks guys. Love you. Bye.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you want to see how I did this, keep on watching. I'm going to start off with my Skindinavia primer spray. And then I use the Makeup Forever Mattifying Step 1 in my T-zone to make sure that the center of my face does not get oily. And then I go in with Soft Ochre paint pot and this Bare Minerals brush. And then I do put that all over my lids to set down and make sure that there's no veining going through. And then I'm going in with this Modern Renaissance and Tempera with a Sigma brush. And I'm going all over my eyelids to set the soft ochre to make sure that my lids do not crease and the shades actually blend easily. And then I'm going to be going in with the Jaclyn Hill and the Morphe palette and with the first shade with a Morphe brush, and then I'm going to be putting this under my brow bone to highlight. And then I'm going to be going in with the second brow bone shade as well, just to amp it up just a little bit more, and then the same Morphe brush that I was just using. And this turns out really nice. I do like this, how it turned out. And then I'm going in with that second shade with a Sigma E40 brush. And then I'm going to be blending this into my crease to do some definition and make sure that I have a crease, because I don't really have one unless I actually make one. I do blend this from the inner corner to the outer corner, and I do pull it down on the lid itself just to make sure that there are no harsh edges, and to make sure that this shade blends well for the next one. Going back in with the Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm going to go in with Warm Taupe and this Morphe brush. And I'm going to be blending this in my crease as well, but I'm going to keep this shade a little bit lower so you can still see that orange shade a little bit. And I do blend this out from the inner corner to the outer corner, and I do try to blend it in with the brown, or that brown shade, just a little bit as well, so it's not so bright. I do have to go in with this shade a couple times just to make sure that there's enough pigmentation, because at first it did not have a lot of color. And then I'm going to go in with Burnt Orange, and I'm going to blend those two shades together with that same Morphe brush that I was using before. And then I'm going to go in with Golden Ochre and blend on top of the orange shade, and to make sure that I kind of do blend into that highlighting shade under my brow bone. Going in with Primavera and a SOHO brush, and I'm going to put this shade all over my eyelids to get ready for the liner, and then I do blend those two shades out. And then I go in with a different brush, and then I just blend the brown shades all together to make sure that there are no harsh edges. Using the Studio Gear brush and my Kat Von D in Santa Sangra, I'm going to start winging my eye out from the inner corner to the outer corner. And this is the first time I actually ever did this with lipstick before, so this was kind of fun to do. And I actually do leave the whole clips in, I don't cut anything, so you can kind of see what I actually did. And I actually did a really good job. I was pretty excited about it. I did at first try to make this a little bit smaller because I wasn't sure how big I wanted to go with the wing. But as you will see in the clips, you'll see that I'll be making it larger and larger on both sides and then trying to make them match. I took my time. I had to go back into the lipstick itself a couple of times to make sure that I got enough product on there so it wasn't any patches or dry. I was also taking my time to make sure that they actually matched. I had to take a break and pause and do a little happy dance that they actually matched. Going on top of the Santa Sangra, I'm going to be using the Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Veil in Dazzle with that same Studio Gear brush. And I'm putting that all over, and it actually is a glitter, so it was a little bit nicer than just the matte lipstick. And you can see the difference from the matte to the glitter, and it looks really cool. I liked how this turned out. And I'm just thickening up both of the wings and to make sure that they matched. And had to pause again and do a little happy dance because they matched. Doing a little slow-mo shot so you can kind of see what they look like, and you can see the reflect from the glimmer veil.
You know, for something that I don't ever do, this actually looks really nice. I don't do wings very often, so figured I'd try something different, and it looks really cool so far. So I'm gonna get back into it, and let's see what this turns out to be. I'm kind of just trying some new things out, and let's see how it looks. I love this Festive look so far. Yay!
Using the Stila Huge Extreme Lash Mascara that I got in my Birchbox. And it reminds me of the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara wand, and it actually performed kind of like it. I liked it so far. This is the first time ever trying it, but I will let you guys know if you guys want to know how I liked it. Just putting one coat of that on. I'm going to be using these House of Lashes with Sephora in the style Camille. And I'm going to be using dual clear white adhesive to put those on for my lashes. Using the Anastasia Subculture palette, and I'm going to be using the shade Cube. And I'm going to put this in my inner corner. I did have to actually go in 3 to 4 different times, and I wasn't happy with as much of the payoff that it was giving me. But it was kind of like a really pretty, real subtle pink white. And I was really happy about the shade because I wanted to use it, and I thought that this would actually help the look. So I'm going in with my Skindinavia, the makeup primer spray, and I dab back into the palette and I spray my brush, and then I go in with in my inner corner again, and the intensity was a lot nicer, and I was really happy with that. So I spray my brush again, and then I went into the left eye and I put that all over my inner corner. And I did go in a couple times to make it more opaque again, and then I used one of my fingers and just kind to blend it out a little bit. And then I used the back of a lit brush, and I put the glue on the back of on the lash band because it was tacky. And then I let those sit just a little bit longer. And then I put one lash on, let it sit for a minute, do a little lash dance, let it dry, let them meet each other. And then I put the outer and then the inner corners on. And this was the first time actually using these lashes. I trimmed them just a little bit on the outer so they were not so long. And only one try each time. I was pretty excited. I usually don't do lashes very often. If anybody has any recommendations for any lash companies, any different styles that I should try, any other glues, please let me know because I'd like to actually use more lashes in videos. I think I poked myself in the eye, so I had to stop for a second. Using my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter, the primer, and I put this all over my face to get ready for some foundation. Using my Luminous Silk foundation from Giorgio Armani in the shade 5 and my Beauty Blender, just wanted to make sure that the shade was actually going to match me. So that's why I was taking a second there. And I put this all over my face. I did have to go in three times, just putting a pump on the back of my hand because I like a little bit of a fuller foundation. And went down my neck as well to make sure that everything matched. Using my Tarte Shape Tape in light medium, putting a little V on the underneath of my eyes, in between my forehead, on my cupid's bow, on my chin, and the inner of my mouth on each side, and blended this all together just to make sure that there was some added extra coverage and to make sure that everything looked nice. Using my Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm going to be setting underneath my eyes a little bit to make sure that there is no creasing. And I just wanted to make sure that everything looked nice. And then I'm going to use this Kat Von D Shade and Light brush, and I'm going to just add a little bit extra, just a little bit, not so much of a thick consistency, so I just wanted to make sure it was a little bit lighter. And then I do brush the rest of the translucent powder off with the brush, and then I just kind of go all over the place. And then I'm going to use the Giorgio Armani in shade 5 of the pressed powder and this Morphe brush, and I'm just going to set my face a little bit more with some powder just to make sure that there's no movement in the foundation, and to put a little bit darker because I was a little too light on the foundation shade. Going back in with this Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia and this Morphe brush, and then I am going to start with the shade Burnt Orange, and then I'm going to also use Golden Ochre, and I'm just warming up the crease a little bit more after putting the lashes on. Just wanted to add a little bit more color into there. And then I'm going to use this MAC Extra Dimension bronzer and this Morphe brush, and I'm going to put that on my cheekbones to bronze up the face and do a little bit of a contour. I just wanted to add a little bit of color back into my face since it was all one flat color. And you can see from one side that actually has the bronzer to the side that doesn't have any. Looks a lot nicer. Just warming up all the normal points of the face from the temples, forehead, cheeks, chin, both sides, and my nose. Then I'm going to be going in with the Hourglass Ambient and Dim Light, and I'm just going to use this Morphe brush and put this all over my face just to make sure that everything is blended together and that the bronzer is blended into the foundation. And that's what the face looks like after I use that dim light. Going back into the Subculture palette and in the shade Cube with this Sigma brush. And I'm going to put a little bit more of this in the inner corner because I lost some of it from when I was doing the foundation to the concealer. And then I'm going into this Kat Von D Thunderstruck shade, and I'm going to put this on top of the Cube shade just to brighten it up a little bit more. And this is what it looks like. Going in with this Your Urban Decay Freak eye pencil in the green shade, looks really neat. And I put this from the inner corner to the outer corner on my lower lash line. Here's where the green ties in to the look. So I did the red on the top for the liner and then used the green for the lower lash line. And that's what it looks like. I poked myself in the eye, so I had to wait for a second there. Using this double-sided Anastasia Beverly Hills brush and just blending out that green liner just really quickly, just to make sure that it's all set and just to make sure that it's not chunky or anything in any of the areas. And I really liked it. Using the Urban Decay Electric palette, and I'm going to go in with those two green shades to set the green liner on the lower lash line. But I'm going to use the Urban Decay Electric double-sided brush as well from the palette to set it. I use the darker shade first, and then I use the lighter shade, and then I blend them back and forth from the inner corner to the outer corner. And I do make sure that pull the shades down pretty far onto just to make sure it's all nice and smoky. And then I blend it, go in at least 3 different times, 2 with the darker and 2 with the light. And then I do pull the green shade out to touch the red wing liner on each side. And I liked how this actually turned out. It was really neat. When you see with the mascara on the lower lash line, you'll notice that it looks a lot nicer too. Using my MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash Mascara for my lower lash line. I use this all the time, pretty much in every single tutorial. And this is just my lower lash mascara, and I don't know if I could ever break the habit of using this one. I always have to reach for it in every single time. I just put 2 coats on and then let that dry, and that actually helps bring out the green a little bit and also to break it up. Using my Kat Von D Thunderstruck again, and I'm just going to put that in my inner corner. I'm going to pull that down just a little bit. And then I'm going to use my NARS Orgasm blush. I'm going to put that on all over my cheeks. And I'm going to use this Morphe brush, the E4. I use this brush all the time as well for my blushes. It works really nice. A lot of people use it for contour, but blush for me. I really like it, and I make sure that I mesh the blush into the bronzer as well. I'm going to use the Faced Candlelight Glow, and I'm going to use the highlighting shade, the white shade, and then I'm going to use the Morphe M510 brush to highlight my cheeks as well. And I'm going to go on the side of my temples too, and then I'm going to go on top of my brow bone, down my nose, on my cupid's bow as well. As you can see, it's a little bit of a subtle, kind of like a candlelight glow. Nothing very intense. And I thought it was alright, but I wanted to go back in to make it a little bit brighter, so I used my Kat Von D Thunderstruck shade again. I use it as a shadow and also highlighter all the time, and I just hit all the high points of my face. So much nicer. I was a lot happier with it. So I'm going to use my Skindinavia, the makeup setting spray, and I'm going to spray my face all over. And before my face dries, I'm actually going to go back in with that brush with any leftover Thunderstruck shade and just touch all the points again. Now I'm going to use my Kat Von D Santa Sangre lipstick, and I'm actually going to do my lips now. So multitasking with this, I'm going to go from my eyes to my lips. This is a matte shade, so I'm going to actually use the Glimmer Veil on top of it, but I'm going to take my time to make sure that I do not overline my lips, but I want to make sure that you can see them and that they're defined, and just make sure I do not screw up, because I usually do that all the time with reds and it's really hard to clean off with concealer. Just gonna let this shade dry. Now I'm going to be using the Glimmer Veil in the shade Dazzle, and I'm just gonna put a coat of that and let it dry. And and this is the end of the tutorial, guys. Thanks. See you later.